Well, good evening, everyone. Today I'm gonna do things a little different. I'm sorry I missed you guys yesterday, but something came up. Nothing bad, everything good. So, and today I got home late. I got caught in the traffic jam. There was an accident, so um, yeah. So I'm not going live today, especially with a few people having live streams later as well. So I don't want everyone to stress out. And plus, I think you can handle that. Me not going live. So, yeah, let's continue our series on the runes. Today, I would like to talk about the rune Fehu, or how you can pronounce it as well, Fahu, Feho, Fehu, Fehu. Um, this this is a rune of fulfillment, profit, gain, possession, and prosperity. So, as well, you can use it to say farewell to the past that no longer suits you. You can see the rune on the picture. It looks like it has two horns, right? So, the traditional meaning of Fehu is cattle. So, in the Northern European cultures, like livestock, they were essential, and they also meant the payment of life. And fame and reputation were measured in the livestock that you had. The cattle were also an important barter object, right? Fehu therefore stands for money and movable property as well. If the pockets are empty, then you got the energy missing, and I think a few of us know how that feels. So this primal energy is huge, but also uncontrolled. So you need to bring back control. You need to take back the control. So with Fehu, you can face like practically every hurricane. So yeah, in Fehu, like it shows also profitable properties such as zest and ambition, and it's also associated with responsibility to yourself and others. So that means if you have share, the rune calls for sharing your wealth because it shares the wealth with you, so share your wealth with others, right? So also the Fehu rune stands for creative love and magical powers, of course. It stands for the masculine and also for abundant virility. So the inner wealth and the power gained through it. So it doesn't mean quite necessarily only the financial wealth. It means abundance altogether. So the associations of the rune Fehu is of course the letter F. It is the number 1, and the element is a fire. In numerology, they say it's a number 6. So the divinity is Frigg or Freya. She is the healer and goddess of love. So which, of course, this is why it associates with this rune, as well as since the rune is from the first yet. Of course, it got the herbs that guide your work with it, and this one is the nettle, and as a fragrance, the myrrh. And its tree is the elderberry, and yeah, the one I talked about many times that is connected to the underworld. So you know, it can show you the deepest of yourself, but I get to that later. So The keys of Fehu is having and using power to gain wealth and abundance in any way. So, as I said before, that doesn't only mean financially. Also, it has the physical effects. Fehu can bring you new inspiration, and it also has a strengthening effect on the soul and the immune system, on your body. And it even can help on your chest area with respiratory problems. It can strengthen you in times of illness or emotional crisis. Even the healing of diseased locomotion organs like legs, feet, and your back. So, but this is where you can also use the herbs. This is where they come to place. This is what Fehu shows us what to work with. So, especially the elderberry tree, this one is very supportive for your immune system and the respiratory problems. So, yeah, again, I talked about it many times, right? So, the interpretation of the rune Fehu. Fehu is the rune of fulfillment, but it requires a deep exploration of the meaning of profit, wealth, and abundance. So if you hope you're going to hit the lottery working with this rune, so just get that out of your thought. This is not how it works for. This is not how it works. To gain money, you need to work for it, just a fact. It will not fall in your lap ever. And sometimes we are richer than we know, so she also invites you to conserve and maintain what's already won, that what you might not be aware of. But make sure to finish things that you want to quit so you can make a fresh start, right? And I think we are all pretty much in that stage right now. Stay alert and watchful and share the happiness so that others are nourished as well. So it's not only share your money, but share your happiness, share your knowledge. Make other people laugh that are not, that are sad. Support. Share a bowl of soup with your neighbor. It's little things, Have the inner strength to realize your dreams. But always be responsible, right? So if you give, use the strength of Fehu, not so that others will not take advantage of you. And there are always people, as we know, that think negatively. So it will help you to increase your strength, but also to remain calm and restrain yourself. So abundance and spiritual wealth is all yours if you ask for it and if you work for it. So, for example, this could be your livelihood, material wealth, spiritual wealth, movable possessions, social position at a job, the success, social success, how you interfere with people, and if you like I said, social position, even in a job, if you want a better position, you need to work for it. So you need to gather the strength that is all yours already. So, and also it's happy circumstances, creativity, power, the power of fire, because it's associated with the fire. This would be your solar plexus and your energy, or even fertility. So those are the keys, right? The positive keys. So, but you may also pull the rune standing on its head. So that doesn't mean you're going to be poor for the rest of your life, so don't freak out. It just invites you to ask yourself, what was the heaviest disappointment in your life? What does it want to teach you? Which lesson do you have to learn? Where do the signs emerge for doubtful situations, and what dark side of possession do you want to show? So, and you know, we all know that, for example, anger, like sometimes we get so angry we want to like burst. So, and for example, this could be violence, like I just said. um, yeah, it could be loss of property, of course, or your reputation. Maybe you're too greedy, you strive for money too high, you know, and indifferences, or even maybe you're lonely. So don't see them as a negative aspect, just see them as lessons to learn. And I know some of you will probably say, yeah, right. But before you say that, walk in my shoes. You haven't experienced this. So, well, trust me, I can say I experienced so much shit I'm not even gonna spread here. And I was many times at a point in my life before all my awakening started in 2001, and before I got my interest in herbs, and even after, like even the last, not the last 2 years, but before, like the last 7, 8 years, like I was ready to give up. I mean, I would never harm myself, but you know, you have those thoughts where you think like, what the F? And today I know that was a lesson. That was a lesson for me to stand up for myself, right? That's just an example. Or you feel lonely, then you ask yourself, why are you lonely? Are you avoiding people? Do you have the wrong people that you avoid on purpose? Do you need to build a new circle of friends? You know, all of this. So, it could have many aspects, but as I said before, it always depends on your question and when it shows up. So, and as I mentioned before, it's connected to the kettle, right? So, and that there were a sign of wealth and prestige for the Nordic people. So, and they were also sacred, but they were also eaten for festivals, you know, and then they used all the benefits, the fur, the horns, everything. There was nothing wasted. So, and that can show that the physical wealth is not permanent, but the spiritual. Like, nobody can take away the wisdom you learned or the experience you had in your lives. And no matter how many times others might share your life with others, you know, it's still yours. So, and I strongly believe that every human has spiritual gifts, and we're just not aware of them. And due to all the programming, most of them might never discover them because they're not ready to leave that program. So maybe that rune can help you know to discover them, to give you a little push. And yeah, like I said, every person has their gift, but only those who know them can use them, right? So try not to hoard your wealth. Use it for the good of all. That means, as I said before, not only, you know, help a friend out with a couple of bucks or an invite for dinner. Share your knowledge. You know, spread it on, no matter how crazy they call you. At one point you might reach, out of 5 you might reach 2, but 2 is richer than reaching none, you know. But those are just like examples I'm giving. So and in the last show I mentioned the moon too. So you can try working with a rune using the moon, which I find important as well. So working with this, with Fehu on the increasing moon, is like as the moon grows, the rune will attract money, and it can also prevent you from losing money. And the same counts for your spiritual wisdom. You might get messages meditating. And on a decreasing moon, it might soften, it might bring, it might show you the obstacles and the people who want to prevent you from making money, or who want to prevent you from growing spiritual. You know, the ones that pulling you on the wrong side of the road, which I notice unfortunately too much, and it drives me bonkers. Like, people out there, they really want to learn, they want to grow, they want to discover what they can do, and instead of helping everyone, you know, growing and bringing out their gifts, like, we have new gurus growing. So that's really pissing me off, like, but whatever. We're talking about the rune. Inhale, exhale. So the elder tree has messages for us as well. The spirit of the tree. It supports the magical aspect and the meditation with the Rune Fehu. So I would say the elder has a special mood enhancing effect. It awakens spirits because, as I said before, it's connected to the underworld. It's connected to the goddesses. It helps you strengthening your mind, and helps you to overcome emotional trash. That's how I call it, like crisis, losses. And it will support the soul on a journey, like your soul, right? It also helps you illuminate the forehead and the crown chakra. It makes the third eye quite far open, so, and as I said, it gives the access to the other world, to the underworld, to the other world. It makes you happy, and yeah, it frees you. So the medical aspects of the elder, I mentioned them before so many times, and I cannot count them again. Like, you find them somewhere on my videos. So, but the medical properties, I'm still stuttering even just recording. So the medical properties of elder, it's stimulating, it's purifying, of course anti-inflammatory, it will strengthen your immune system, it's anti-spasmodic, fungicidal. So yeah, if you have issues with your immune system, elderberry juice is the weapon. And also, if you have abscesses, arthritis, asthma, respiratory diseases, even on your eyes, you know, what else? Bronchitis, cold in general, fatigueness, fever, sore throat, cough. I think I mentioned that. If you have itchy skin in your bones, knee inflammation, knee pain, bone weakness, liver weakness, migraine, nervousness, kidney weakness, even for burns, when you have a cream or a tincture of it, toothache, for wounds. It's amazing what this one can do. So yeah, one of my favorite. So, and also the elder branches, they also will filter the negative energy through their cleansing effect, and also they protect the house. So if you have an elderberry next to your bush, don't cut it. Like, it was even back in the days, they didn't even cut it down because they thought they're going to be hunted. It was like a holy tree. It was like almost people were almost bowing to this tree. That's how magical it was to them. Yeah, like I said, it's a spirit of the other world and the seed of souls. So it's a tree of wisdom, of inner strength, and the dark side, because it also goes to the underworld, as I said before. So if you can get on into these hidden areas of life and your own emotions and your intuitions, if you really want to go there, then talk to the elder. So it is very strong tree. It's tough and it's powerful, and it's precisely with this energy that you can connect. You can feel the fire in its wood. It's amazing. Like, I really love elderberry trees. I love them. And she's also a great protector and a mediator between the worlds. And also you can use them. She helps you for divination, oracle, meditation, or dream travel. She will build a bridge and a protection in one, like if you do dream travel or meditation. And from the femininity point of view, because it's connected with Hulda, it's the age transition, and how can I say that, if you walk very deep inside yourself, like if you really want to do all that, then she is the right tree. So also if you want to smudge with her, so she will sharpen your mind, and she will support the understanding and the knowledge. She will clarify the perception on all levels. So and she gives you the power to see, to transcend our limited psychic patterns. Like, if you want to gain a higher knowledge, that's the one. So next we have the nettle. So this rune also refers to the stinging nettle, and I talked about the stinging nettle before too, and about its properties. It's not a weed like almost everybody thinks. Everybody should have stinging nettle in their backyard, but make sure you plant it separate, like in a box, because it will grow fast and your neighbor will not be grateful about it. So I'm just saying, but everybody should have stinging nettle in their backyard. Same with dandelions, everybody should have them. It's not a weed. So you can even, you can of course smudge the stinging nettle. So it will help you with mental problems and depression. The spirit of the plant, it will help you when everything gets too much again, and you had that one-of-a-kind experience that in your life that you don't know how to deal with. The spirit of the stinging nettle is the one to help you with it. She will clear your mind, and she will get you ready to deal better with your problem. Or even you need to just accept that problem in that very moment. And what I'm saying is, sometimes you need to accept the problem to process it. Like if you don't want to deal with it, you just put it in a drawer and there it is, nicely. And one day that drawer will open up. Hey, remember me? I'm your problem. So what's up? You know what I mean? And also she will keep away the darkness and everything negative. And of course the medical properties, I talked about them as well. She's a good blood purifier for bladder infection, like urinary tract infections in general for men and women. For gout, it will help the hair growth. Birch does that too. If you have dandruffs, maybe if you're tired, you know, in the spring we all have that famous spring tiredness, or how do you call it in English? Not sure. Loss of appetite, which I can't complain about personally. If you have stomach weaknesses, you know, you get diarrhea quick or always feel a little nauseous after eating. It helps the menstrual cramps and is also supportive in diabetes. And you can use the leaves, right? The seeds or the root. And it is full of vitamins, minerals, iron, zinc, calcium, magnesium. It's amazing. So that's why it kind of hurts, you know, to see that this is called the weed. So, sorry about that. Yeah, that was pretty much it for today. Next week I will be back live, but this week was just too much going on. And as I said, soon there will be other shows streaming where now all of our community will be, so I don't want to interfere. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little one. And next week I will be back as usual, and I will talk about Urus. And for now, I would say that's it. I hope you enjoyed that, and I see you all next week. And blessed be everyone, and much love. Bye bye.